guys, thanks for tuning in. This is Optibotimus coming with another video review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the new Hot Toys MMS 245 Falcon from Captain America, the Winter Soldier. As you can see for the package, you got the real nice image here of Anthony Mackie as the Falcon. And obviously you can see that he's got his wings spread around, and you come around here to the side of the package and you can see that kind of wraps around here a little bit more. But really a very cool image. One thing that is actually different though is what we're seeing here is not necessarily what he actually has on the figure, but I'll touch on that here in a bit. But you can see you got the Captain America logo down there. You got some background images here that are kind of honeycombed and things like that. Come around here to the back of the package, and you have now the cast and crew responsible for making the figure, as well as various warnings. And then, much like all the other figures, it is a bit of a shoebox package that just slides off. And on the inside, we have an image of the actual figure, whereas the image on the front is actually the actor. This is just the figure that we're getting. And then you take this off, and then you got the standard plastic clamshell that protects the figure. But, I mean, packaging-wise, it is very standard. I do like it, but I am a little bit disappointed in the fact that what we see right here is not necessarily what we get on the figure. But as I said, we'll get into that here in a bit. So, for the packaging, that's about it. So, without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. Alright, so here we have the Falcon open up and out of its packaging. And taking a look at his accessories first, as you can see, he really doesn't come with a heck of a lot. And that's pretty well reflected in the price that you're paying for him. He isn't an overly accessorized piece, so the price is a little bit more modest. Now, starting off first, in addition to the 2 relaxed hands that are on the figure, he comes with 3 additional pairs of hands. You got a pair of just both right and left clenched fists that, you know, I mean, have some real nice detail. You can see some nice padding and everything on there. Really very nice. Now, he does have 2 that are a little bit more slightly opened that are designed to actually hold the handles on his wings, but I'll show that here in a little bit. But again, you got the same padding, some nice ridges and everything on here. I really do like it. And then you can see that a little bit more easier on these ones than you could on these ones. They're not full gloves. You can see that the bottom part of his fingers are actually exposed. So you do have that, and then you have a both right and left hand designed to hold his guns. And speaking of his guns, he does come with 2 of them that are basically the exact same. Really very cool. Now, in addition to 2 standard little wrist guards, he comes with 2 additional ones that have this little pin that sticks up. Now, the purpose of this is to peg inside here, or well, no, there it is. Peg in the handle, just like so, and actually, if this is going to be on the inside, then it needs to be this gun. You can see that it just fits. Oh, it kind of, no, it even slides. I didn't even know that it slid like that, so put that back on there. I guess it is designed to slide forward for his holding of them, but it slides all the way off. I don't particularly like that. I wish it would stop. But what you can do is you can peg it in here, and the gun actually just rests on there. And then when he would actually want to use it, you could slide it forward, and then it brings it a little bit closer to the actual hand. So we'll show that off here a little bit. I honestly didn't even notice that these slid off, but I don't like that it detaches. I wish there was a little piece that caught it so it didn't slide all the way off. So you do have that, and these little pieces are basically what kind of store his guns. He doesn't have any side holsters or anything like that, which is kind of unfortunate, but I guess you have some storage with these 2 pieces right here. Then obviously he comes with his jetpack. I'll touch on that here in a little bit. He comes with his goggles. They go this way. You can see just really nice, very simple red lens goggles. Exactly what we saw in the actual film itself. And then the backpack itself is actually really cool. It's very simple. It attaches via 3 little hooks. You can see you got a little hook here, here, and here, and then you put it in, and then you slide it down, and I'll show how to attach that in a second, making sure everything's all in focus. And then you can see that to attach these, what you basically do is you slide these little pieces out just like so. They just attach, bringing them out, and then this section here, you're going to have, you want the handle on the inside, and then you got the little tabs right here. You just bring these in, and you give this a nice little push and lock this into place, making sure that you get it pushed all the way in. There you go, kind of get that out of the way. Then do that on this side, and I'll show this all attached on the actual Falcon figure itself here in a second, but just bring that in, and that's basically his wings. And as you can see, the wings themselves do articulate out. You got a joint here and here that allows for some swiveling out. You can't bring them all the way down, which is kind of unfortunate, but if you're going to have it where he's flying like this, odds are you're probably going to want to articulate this out at a different angle. You do have the handles right here on the inside. Come around to the back though. The cool thing, I mean, you can see some really nice detail. I love how it actually is kind of translucent and you can see kind of through it. Gives it a very thin, kind of advanced look to it, and I like how it actually looks like feathers. Got some nice paint detail on here. You can see you got white, you got some more frosted bits of plastic, you got some more dark frosted plastic, you got some red highlights through here. The inside is a little bit more simple, it doesn't have as much detail. The outside really does look pretty cool. And then the actual backpack itself, you can see some really nice silver paint throughout there. And the neat thing is it actually lights up. You slide this piece out and then you got the switch right there, and these lights here are actually going to turn on if I can get it right, and blink, there you go. So you get the 4 little yellowish orange, they kind of remind me of the yellowish orange traffic lights on streets or something. I mean, that's about the same color that they are, but I do dig it. I think the color is a little bit off on it, but I think it looks really nice. And then this piece right here just attaches via a magnet, so you can slide that off very easily, turn that light off, put that back there. It does come with the batteries. They are already installed. All you have to do is come around here. This is the battery compartment. You got the little slot right there, and usually they have a little clear plastic piece. You just pull that out and the batteries work perfectly fine. But there you have the wings in their winged glory. And his last accessory is a dynamic flight stand, which you would absolutely expect for a character like this. You got the Captain America Winter Soldier logo with Falcon nameplate right here on the front. You got a really cool image of what kind of looks like the actual helicarrier in the Winter Soldier movie. You got the shield logo, and then you got these little tracks that kind of look where a plane would take off. I really dig that. And then obviously you got the flexible pillar that allows for some dynamic poses, and then you got the little C-clamp here that just opens and closes. You got the nice foam on the inside here to actually cushion and protect the figure so you're not going to damage any of the paint or plastic. You also have the back plate that helps to kind of stabilize them and keep them in an upright position. Really nice touches. I absolutely love that. But accessory-wise, like I said, he's pretty light on him. He doesn't have a heck of a lot of accessories, but honestly, Falcon didn't have a heck of a lot of things to use in the movie, so all he had were his wings and his 2 machine guns, and his goggles, I guess, but not a lot of accessories, but they're really cool nonetheless. And this is a really big piece. I mean, you can see just how big this wingspan is. It's really massive. Now, coming to the figure himself, they again have done a wonderful job of recreating the likeness to the actual actor. I mean, this really does look like Anthony Mackie. I'm really very impressed. One thing that I am not a very big fan of is the expression on him. It's very blank. I mean, he kind of looks mad, and I guess it's not too bad, but I really do wish that they put a little bit more actual emotion in his look. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of blank and not one of my favorite expressions. But this is what I was talking about before. I mean, you can see that he's got this vest on here and you got the shoulder pads and everything like that. That's different than how the actual package looked. I don't mind this, but I think they should have shown how he looks on the actual package. I mean, this is just a little bit different than what we got on the package. It's not bad, and like I said, I prefer this look. And you can actually take this and unzip this down, and you can see that he is wearing a shirt underneath. It's a little bit darker. I don't know, it is a kind of gray color, so he is wearing it, but I don't necessarily know how you would take all of this off in order to get that just shirt look, but I mean, for me, I'm perfectly content with it like this. I think it's cool looking. And to complete the look, what you need to do is you come around here, and like I said, it actually attaches in terms of his backpack via 3 little hooks. You got 1 up here, and then you got 2 in the bottom. So all you do is just line it up, bring it in like so, make sure you have all of them in the correct location, and then you just push it down and it locks it into place, and that is not coming off real easily. But I mean, that just completes the look and really does look very, very cool. I'm really thrilled with how this piece turned out. It's very simple, and honestly, if we see Falcon in a future movie, I completely would anticipate his outfit looking much different. So it's cool to have this because it's, you know, it's how he first looked. It's like getting the very first Black Widow figure or very first Captain America. I mean, you know that their look has evolved and changed throughout the movies, and this is our first look at the Falcon, and I think it looks very cool. It has a very military look to it, and not quite a superhero look, but it works. I really dig it. That's actually kind of a cool shot with him just kind of peering down like that. But looking at the suit itself, I mean, coming down, you can see some really great detail on there, some really nice paint in terms of the buckles. You got that really nice goldish bronze color for his zipper. Keep coming down, you got some real nice, the actual straps and everything. You come down, you see his actual wrist pieces. These are just the standard ones. These actually don't have the actual little pin. These are the ones that have the pin. Those are just the standard wrist pieces, but as you come down, you can see he's got the relaxed hands on there with the really nice padded gloves. As I said, it is a very military looking suit, so naturally you would expect a camouflage sort of pant motif going on, and he absolutely has that. You got the American flag kind of stitched in there as well. You come down, you can see his pants actually have some padding in them, which is really kind of interesting. He doesn't, like I said, have any holsters. I guess, well, maybe you could use these, but they're just straps. I guess maybe, no, you can't really, those are just straps. There is no place really for his actual guns to go. I guess you could put it back there. I mean, these pieces right here don't have anything, and it's kind of unfortunate. I don't really see anywhere where you can actually slip that in, and the instructions don't cover it, but you can see some really nice, almost translucent. These pieces here kind of, well, no, they're not translucent. It's just, they almost look like they're translucent, but they're actually painted to have that same kind of camouflage effect that the pants have, which is really cool. And you come around here to the back, you can see he's got like these little thruster bits here for his boots, just to kind of help him obviously fly around it in his Falcon form. And then you got his boots and everything right down there that are all one piece, so it kind of limits the actual posability with it. The articulation, I feel, is still in there, but the posability is a little bit more limited. It's unfortunate, but I guess I can understand it, and I'd rather have it be one piece so he's not flopping around, I guess. But speaking about his articulation, you can see the head here is on a joint right down here. You also have a joint right up here, so when you're moving things around, you may get things a little bit twisted. You got his Adam's apple right there, so you do have two different points of articulation there. The shoulders move in and out. They rotate all the way around, but it's a little bit more limited because of the shirt sleeve that's coming down there, so just be careful when you're doing it. They rotate forward and back. It doesn't have a bicep rotation or anything like that, but he does have a joint here at the elbow to move forward and back, and those also rotate. So it is kind of unfortunate you can't rotate his bicep around, but you can position it like that. And I think that's just the nature of things when you're talking about them doing a figure with like a short sleeve thing. It's just kind of par for course. You got a bit of a ab crunch right here. You can see it's right up in there. You do have it feels like a waist joint down there. His hips move forward and back, but again, the pants kind of limit things. You can spread them in and out just like so. He does rotate at the upper part of the thigh. He has 2 points here at the knee that allow for a nice range of motion as well. Come down here to the foot. You can rotate it, and in doing so, you kind of pull his pant legs out and everything, but you can rotate it. You can angle it a little, but that's about it. It slightly pivots, but like I said, because of the nature of the fact that this is all just a one-piece boot, it is going to be a little bit more limited in terms of his actual posability, but the articulation is still in there. You just have to accept that you're not going to get all the poses in them. Now, like I said, if you want to, you can put these on. Honestly, I don't care for him all that much because I have him holding the guns. So these really don't matter to me too much. These are going to go into storage. But swapping out the hands, obviously, you just pop them off. They're on little pins, and obviously you do get an extra pair of these wrist pegs. I just have kind of gotten tired of showing those off. Sorry, but it's the truth. So popping that in, doing that on both sides so that you can get him holding his guns. You bring these in like so, slide these down, get the finger in the trigger position. Do that on this one as well. Get it just like so. You got him holding his little machine gun things. You can take his goggles. You can put these right on the top. You can leave them up like so. It's personal preference if you want to leave them like that, or you can bring them down. They fit over his head. Actually, do those look like they're upside down? No, that's right. Oops. I don't put my glasses on upside down. Why would I put Falcon's on upside down? I apologize, Falcon. But you can get that, and you can get that cool look. And then again, you come around here to the back. These little pieces will detach on both sides, and then you can put the wings in. And there you have them, fully decked out and looking terrific. I mean, as I said, he doesn't come with a lot, but these wings really do add a lot to the character. You have to have them. There's no question about it. And I really think that Hot Toys did a terrific job of capturing the look from the actual movie. Now, it is a little unfortunate that it doesn't have the functionality as what the movie had. They cheat a little bit in terms of taking these pieces off and then having those attached, but I can live with it. That's being a nitpick, I guess. But I think it is an absolute wonderful piece, and definitely I would consider looking into picking this guy up. I really am pleased with him. I mean, he's a really great supporting character, and honestly, Anthony Mackie, I really felt nailed that type of personality. So if this is something that you're interested in picking up, as always, it is available at Sideshow Collectibles. So all you have to do is click on the link down in the video description. You'll go to Sideshow where you can pick this up and add it to your collection today. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. So once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been Optibotimus. Don't forget that you can keep in touch with me by liking my Facebook page at facebook.com/TeamBotimus and by following me over on Twitter at twitter.com/Optibotimus. Also, I'd encourage you to check out my new website at optibotimusreviews.com, where you can see all my videos from the previous week, see what I have coming up for future release, and also get your very own Optibotimus t-shirt. And finally, I'd also really appreciate it, guys, that if you like this review, don't forget to please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, I'll talk to you later.